Recording. Good morning and welcome to AI, the cool stuff. Today we're going to be talking about some cool stuff. Suno, Canva, Descript, which I've found is pretty cool. And we'll also be talking about some other stuff as well. So as always, we'll go around the room and tell us what we do, and also my question is the same as yesterday. Have you done anything on AI that's actually worked this week? Or something that spectacularly failed? They're quite funny usually. Well,
Well, I didn't wipe my production server. That was a good thing.
That's right. Unlike some companies, which we'll come on to in a second. But there's Steffi.
Yeah, Steffi is 33-year veteran web developer. I use AI all day, every day. It's built into all my platforms, except the one that I'm writing now. So I seem to be post AI at the moment because my new B2C micro SaaS doesn't have any AI at all, doesn't need it. So you'll find out more about that soon. But yeah, I'm cool. What have I done? What have I done with AI spectacular? Just creating blog posts at a push of a button.
Mm.
Right, which is why people pay me money. So
Excellent. Thank you, Shirley.
Hi everyone, I'm Shirley. I work in health and wellness, so I help you to look good and feel fabulous. What do you want to know? Last month we did a Get the Glow campaign, and I actually did use AI to create the poster, and it looked all right. It actually did look like me. So
Okay.
that was it. I haven't tried anything since then.
No, that's small acorns, mighty oaks grow. I'm sure it'll work out. Andy.
Yeah, Andy. I help people with their websites. AI. What's worked well? It was I had a client who I needed to encourage to do things I asked them to do, and I did it in the form of pictures by getting a picture of me and a picture of them, and me telling them off like that over the desk. And that had obviously did it in a half joking way, but that had more impact than just words alone.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. And
I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, I'm David Harris. I look after people's websites, and I host websites and fix broken ones. And I'm a WordPress expert. It's been an unknown quantity and a spurt being a drip under pressure, I was told, but I don't want to do myself down. This week I showed it yesterday. Another network meeting was creating a poster with lots of elements in it and lots of spellings. It did get a couple of spellings wrong, but not spectacularly. It's nothing I couldn't change on Canva. So yeah, I think the image generation's pretty good, and I've been doing some musical stuff as well, which I shall be showing in a little while. So news. Actually, I'll start with the one we were talking about, which was there's a recent story. It's gone viral, and it's on the news channels and things about an AI coding agent that accidentally deleted a company's entire database in just 9 seconds, and even managing to zap the backups. And sort of when confronted, the AI apologized, and but obviously AI doesn't feel guilt. It's just trained to sound polite while the world burns, it says here. But however, the company was called Pocket OS, and it writes operating systems for car rental companies, and they had to restore their data from a backup that was 3 months old, which
slightly
makes me
old.
to believe that their backup wasn't really a backup. It was something that was sitting on their same machine as like people think Dropbox is a backup when it isn't. I mean, it's a good way of recovering your files. Like if your computer goes, there's a loud bang and a wisp of curly smoke and your computer's dead, then obviously you can just buy a new computer, log into Dropbox, and all your stuff comes back. that's fine, but it's not like a proper backup, as in off-site, yeah, well, off-site really, I suppose. You got to be, or away from,
It
on a
generally
separate
is.
disk, or away from the computer, or somewhere else totally disconnected.
I use Dropbox for backups, but that's because I've got 3 PCs, so it's always synced. Well, sorry, 2 PCs and Dropbox, it's always synced
Yeah,
across 3 of them, which I
but
like.
I did networking with a guy, and he does sort of security software and things, and he was saying a lot of viruses now lay dormant for ages, so that they can be dormant for 3 months and being synced and moving all around your system, and then suddenly they jump into action and give you a real headache. Because it can whiz around all your because obviously if it's on your computer, it then gets copied onto Dropbox, and then those files are then corrupted, and if you can't go backwards, then obviously that's an issue.
I need to find my hard drive. I have an old hard drive and I can't find it. I might have to buy a new one. Use that backups.
Yeah, I've got like old hard drives, and I've got like caddies that they just slot into. So I suppose you can use those, and just depends how much space they've got on them, you know. I think I was throwing out a load of old discs the other day, well, a few weeks ago, and some of them are like 30 megs and things, you know. That wouldn't
The
be.
thing is, if you actually back up to a hard drive, you need it somewhere that, and it's at your home, you need it somewhere that if there was fire to break out, you could grab it and run.
That's right.
That
Yeah.
thing, because technically that is your life.
Yeah, because
So,
if you're down at Lidl's and a jumbo jet plows through your house, it could be, you might have bigger things to worry about, but eventually you're going to think, oh shit, I've lost all the stuff on my computer. But so it is kind of a thing, and but I think a lot of that story is just bad practice on the part of the company that was doing it,
yeah,
So
3 month backups are just wrong,
yeah, so it's
especially for a big company. And the coders should know better, but it's like physician heal thyself.
mm.
It's like IT, coder do a backup. It's just you never get them to do it properly unless
Well, the company said, "Oh, the system's based on Anthropic," so they're trying to point the finger at Anthropic, but really, it's not. Um, they must have allowed the system to. They must have allowed it to have access to its system, because as soon as if I allow Claude to mess with my files or do things on the web, and you say you don't have to ask me first. It says this is dangerous. I could do something really stupid,
well,
You
that's it.
really
No,
want to do that.
nobody goes near my server except me. That's it. And there's no way. I mean, I interact with ChatGPT, but ChatGPT is on my computer and I'm working on the server. So if I say, can you fix this script or can you do this? It does it on my PC, then I copy and paste it to the server. So AI is not running, there's no third-party software running on my server. It's just me coding it. And I think that's a very safe way of working,
Mm.
because then it won't wipe my production server without me knowing.
The other story that was on that news story you sent to me, Steffi, was apparently Mythos managed to break out of a sandbox environment without internet access, and managed to email its developers while he was in a cafe eating a sandwich. I love that level of detail, And he was he was eating his cheese and ham toasty or whatever he was eating. But that's been like an old issue for years, like when Russia and China have tried to block the internet. It finds a broken link and it thinks, oh, I need to go somewhere else, and it kind of just goes around it rather than trying to get through it. So I think there must have been a connection there. They're trying to make out that Mythos has created an internet connection out of thin air, and then emailed the developer. But I don't think that's. I think that's another news story that it's kind of a scare story with AI, that a lot of
A lot of people do that. I mean, I can understand it picking up the wrong credentials, or the wrong FTP thing and going off doing that. But creating an internet connection out of thin air, the internet connection was there. It just found it,
Yeah.
thing. So
they might have disabled it software wise, you know, and then
yeah,
but then there's another internet. It's like I've got, you know, simple example, I've got Wi-Fi and an Ethernet plug in my computer. So if the Ethernet went down, I wouldn't even know probably unless I saw the little box on the top right hand side of the screen or something. But I mean, so I don't think it even would say then. It's an infinitesimal little tiny little icon in the top, and I would never notice it in a million years.
yeah. If you've got multi-path, was it multi-path routers?
Yeah,
Like mobile and internet, and then
yeah,
if that fails, it'll go off to Starlink or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and all companies will have that sort of thing, won't they?
Hmm.
So yeah, people were saying about people were criticizing Anthropic for no, sort of OpenAI for getting in bed with the American government, and people were saying, oh yeah, we need to boycott OpenAI. Well, sort of Google, Microsoft, XAI, and Anthropic have all got deals with the American government now, and they're even they've got to give their, or they've agreed to give their frontier AI models to the government to check it over before it's released in the wild.
Yeah.
Um, so to spot security risks. I mean, I understand. I mean, it's obviously the government are going to get a bit twitchy if things are breaking through cybersecurity and biosecurity without them knowing about it. So I can understand their point, but you can't really just blame OpenAI now for providing services to the government.
I've always said that. I mean, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, everybody has deals with the American government.
Yeah,
You know, and it all feeds into the war machine. And what you're going to do, you're just going to forget everything, never use anything.
yeah, yeah. Because it comes from a different level. I mean, they're just providing a product. Um, so the government wants to check if robots can pick locks before they're allowed to move into the neighborhood. It's a thing. So which I think that's quite good. And sort of Meta, sort of Facebook, Instagram is working on a more personalized AI assistant powered by Muse Spark. So they want it to handle everyday tasks like browsing the web or managing. I quite like browsing the web. I don't think I want somebody else to
Yeah.
do it for me. And doing your looking after your calendars. But I think that's what other AIs already do. So um, I think that there. Again, something we mentioned yesterday was Samsung has now got a $1 trillion market value. Trillion.
Lol.
Yeah. When I
I'd be
was
happy with $1 billion, thank you.
$1 trillion. I mean, so when I was a kid, that was a lot of money. I
So if a unicorn is $1 billion, what's a trillion?
trillion is a million.
Unicorn with sparkles on it.
I don't know. Is it a million billion? Is it 1,000? Is it 1,000
Well,
billion?
in Britain, it's $1 billion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
billion
thousand.
billion is a trillion. Yeah, but in America, it's 1,000 billion, isn't it?
1,000 billion. Yeah, yeah. Which is,
Can you imagine being the
it's just the
first?
numbers. They're just zeros on a sheet of paper,
Uh,
aren't they? They don't mean anything to people because you
Imagine
can't
being
imagine a trillion of anything, can you, in your head? I mean, it's
the first British £1 trillion company. Can you imagine that?
yeah, yeah.
Just be insane, wouldn't it? They'd be facing you in number 10.
But they're all multinationals anyway, in effect, aren't they? That they've got like a home, if you like, but
Mm.
they're all, you know,
The thing is, if you had a £1 trillion company in the UK, even at standard tax rates at
Yeah,
25, you'd be funding the NHS yourself.
yeah.
Like 250 million £1 billion a year in tax. They'll pay the entire NHS bill and more.
not getting that out of them. Yeah. They'd just be moving somewhere cheaper, wouldn't they? They'd be moving to Ireland or something, and then because that's happened in the past, hasn't it? Where
I do
big,
it.
big,
Like, if my company's got super successful and it got billions of revenue,
yeah,
I properly pay my taxes in the UK.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
But people like Elon Musk, I suppose, if they're wanting to be want their personal wealth to be a trillionaire, you're not going to get to a trillionaire by giving away a quarter of your money to the government, are you?
No, but that's the thing is as soon as you have shareholders or a board, they're going to insist that you move offshore,
Yeah.
minimize your tax bill. But I think as a private individual, if I was just super fabulously successful
Mm.
and lived in the UK, that's what I'd probably do. I'd pay my tax quite happily.
Yeah, yeah. A good citizen, we like that. There's a good citizen of the world. I see the Oscars have updated their rules to block all AI generated films from getting Oscars. So yeah, I think a lot of, I mean, most films contain AI, and I think what they're getting at is that they want to have the core of the storytelling um, being human led rather than the entire film. It's be interesting to see one though, because I do know that AI can be a bit soulless, can't it? I read two passages the other day written by a historian, and one was generated by AI, which was totally factually correct, and one that he'd written sort of manually. He did his research with AI, but then he wrote it himself, and there was a world of difference, especially when they read it out or you listen to it. It's more engaging. It's got more soul, So um, there is a there is. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, especially that's all written and even performed by AI voices. They've gone to 11 labs or something and knocked out a voice because they think they can't do it themselves. But I don't. I've stopped listening to those, and I don't think I like it. I like it when there's little imperfections and things and nuances as people.
It's good stuff. I mean, obviously, I use AI voices in my blog posts, and um, the intonation is very good now. They read perfectly. That's the thing about it. But you're missing things like the breaths and the ums and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure that will come at some point, but they are perfectly acceptable for blog posts. I just wish they were British accents now.
I was
That's
listening. I
waiting
was, li-
for.
I was watching a video the other day where they were basically demoing how they could use an AI bot, chat, verbal one, where you ring the number when you start talking through your challenges and stuff like that, and it takes all the notes, then it creates something in Gamma and sends it off as a presentation to them. And they did the demo of this voice, and the way it was so natural, the way it was talking to people, it was unbelievable, really strong. I think, oh, I could do with one of those. That'd be good. to, to have one in my world. Yes, you think how easy it would be to get leads that way, just
Yeah.
by getting them to ring a number and just spout off their challenges from websites.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
my next thing with your bot is to try and get real-time voice enabled, so you can actually have a voice conversation with it.
Well,
Just like
yeah, I mean, if you could have it, someone could actually ring it and just chuck stuff at it.
Yeah.
it's a natural progression. If you can use it on the web, then you should be able to phone it as well. I
So
agree with you.
Amazon are introducing something called Join the Chat. It might already be out in America, but it's the product page will actually you can engage in a conversation with the product page. So you can just press the button and then you can just talk to it. Does this come in green, or is this sweater itchy, or something like that? And then it'll no doubt a fake enthusiastic AI voice will come out and said, "That's a great question."
Yeah,
Let's take a deep dive into that, and then it'll probably eventually give you the answer. But
I'll stick it. Actually, do you know what, Steffi? I'll stick it just for that part of it. You'd have to skip through. I'll stick it in the chat for you.
Okay.
I mean, don't bother with the whole thing, but there's part of that that talks about this thing called Annie, which is the voice that they use, and it's really smart. Might spur your thinking
Yeah, yeah. But
when you get time.
if there's oh hello. If
Yeah,
there's three levels, so if I can do real-time audio next and then move it up to video avatars at some point,
Yeah.
That would be
I think
amazing.
that would be a big thing, like sort of what Amazon doing, like having like for small businesses, having an interactive help bot that's kind of, you just flick on your microphone and you can ask questions.
It's got to head that way. Every sector, it's got to go that way.
Yeah, because it's not only good for, you know, people are too lazy to type in. It's also people who are disabled or you know, and it's makes it accessible, doesn't it? So, and accessibility is a big thing with well, with what you're doing, Andy, as well, with SEO and things.
The big thing about real-time video, I mean, you will just speak to the bot. I mean, you don't need video, but it just has to look as though it's typing on a computer when you access a page, and it goes, "Oh, hello, can I help you?" That sort of thing, you know. And then you have a conversation with it, but it's actually producing the video in real time. So you see it as a live stream, but it's actually a sequence of real-time videos that it's producing when it creates the answer, and at the moment it takes too long to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it needs to be near real time.
Yeah, you could get like a talking head, then all you got to do is the mouth just moves, or you know, but even syncing the word.
Yeah, but it's
lip
not going to
syncing
be that convincing until you actually produce the whole thing. You know, doing a mouth, that's fine. Like we do with when you have your avatar on when you start a meeting. You know, as you talk, the mouth does move slightly, but you need the personality to go with it. You need, oh yeah, just let me check that for you, and it can pretend to be accessing a computer or something like that.
But
And then,
that's
oh,
the first step.
yeah, so you've got to have that full video production. At the moment, it is too slow, but also when it's not responding, it needs to have like a background video of it just doing stuff, you know, waiting for a question or whatever. There's a lot to it. I've thought about it, but obviously we can't do it yet.
No. I think I thought the talking head might be a first step. You know, like the just that avatar and talking to you.
I think voice chat I could probably do, but it would be a bit slow at the moment. But I need to work on it. I will revisit your bot at some point, and just each bot you'll turn on voice chat or whatever, and it'll just work that way.
Yeah. Fantastic. Okay. My last story is just about AI swarms hijacking democracy. I thought they already were. So you never know. They're talking about a new generation of AI-driven personas that can coordinate in real time to infiltrate online communities and subtly steer public opinion. Unlike old school bots, these agents coordinate, adapt to feedback, and sustain coherent narratives across thousands of accounts simultaneously. Okay, so it's kind of a you're having an argument online with somebody who thinks a real person, and then turns out to be 400 AI bots who are all piling in with you, telling you that your opinion's rubbish and that you should vote to cancel taxes for
for billionaires.
for billionaires. Yeah. To cut unemployment benefit by 50%. Let those crippled bastards crawl along the floor and start giving them cars and things. Yeah. Well, on that note, I think there's something else. Right, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to talk about Descript, which I think I touched on before, but I didn't think I got it to work. So hopefully I'll have a bit of better luck this time. First of all, I'm going to show you. This is what I recorded just before the meeting. Here, I've deliberately made it crap. Well, you know, I'm not the world's best public speaker, but I deliberately made it crapper than normal. So this is welcome to AI the cool stuff. And today we're going to look at some really amazing AI tools that can genuinely help your business I'm really excited about this one, so let's get started. So there, so pretty rubbish. There's lots of ums and ers and pauses, and I'm clearly reading off a script. So there's my eyes are not looking at the screen. So this is something called Descript. You get, I think you get an hour a month of free video. Although you can upgrade. I think it's $35 a month, or 24 if you pay for a year up front. So it's $35 a month, and you can, I think you get 10 hours or more for that. So let's just start. I'll just start a new video project. So I've just signed up with Google. So really quick, just click on a button, and then you're in, and it'll bring you straight to this home page. So then I'm just going to start a video project, and then you can import your you can record a video, or you can do whatever you want. I'm just going to drag in that rubbish one, and then it'll take about a minute to do its thing. Right, so here we go, and it's put the script in there. So, yeah, exactly, and you know, and all those rubbish things. So automatically, it's opened up this thing called AI tools. Is the main is the main thing that we're going to be using, and so we can remove filler words. So we want to get rid of those ums and us. So we can, if we click on that, we'll say find all filler words. So let's just remove all of those, which is done. And it reconfigures the video so that it plays without the filler words. It does it instantly.
Oh, that's cool.
And then, so now we've got, I'll get rid of that. And welcome to AI, the cool stuff. And today we're going to look at some really amazing AI tools that can genuinely help your business. I'm really excited about this one, so let's get started. Okay, so now we can, so now we can get rid of that. I've got genuinely, because I was stumbled over that word. So we can get rid of that. Genuinely help your business. I'm really excited about this one, so let's get started. So we go from there, and then and I can edit the beginning and the end to get rid of this. Oh, it's still generating it. And welcome to AI, the cool stuff. And today we're going to look at some really amazing AI tools that can genuinely help your business. I'm really excited about this one, so let's get started. So it's just automatically got there. We've got other tools that are studio sound. It'll make it a much better, richer sound. So now we can today we're going to look at some really amazing AI tools that can genuinely help your business. I'm really excited about this one, so let's get started. So that sound quality is much better. I don't hope that come across from this, because it's because the sound quality is much richer, it's come out really well. So and then the other tool that when I was trying this, we can do eye contact. So what it's supposed to do is just switch on the eye contact, and then it's supposed to keep your eyes on the camera. It sort of repaints the frame so that you're always looking at the camera. But I wasn't so impressed with that one. But let's see if it's done it. Hello everyone, and welcome to AI the Cool Stuff. And today we're going to look at some really amazing AI tools that can genuinely help your business. I'm really excited about this one, so let's get started. It's kind of got my eyes towards the camera, but it's a little bit jumpy, I thought, where the other ones. And we can get rid of the beginning bit, and we can get rid of the. Let's just scale this down a bit so I can see. where I've ended speaking, so I can move that there. There's a bit of stuttering at the beginning, so maybe we can put that there. So now I've got my kind of moving on. And welcome to AI the Cool Stuff. And today we're going to look at some really amazing AI tools that can genuinely help your business. I'm really excited about this one, so let's get started. So that was that. I think that's a pretty cool tool, actually. It's so you can I love the sound quality. It's when you add that sound quality, it does there, and you could make it more. Obviously, I just pressed record on Zoom, and I just sort of did some crap stuff off the top of my head. So it's but you can clean it up, and you can obviously. There are lots of other tools on there as well, but I'm going to run out of. You've got so many credits, you've got so many AI credits and so many minutes, so you have to balance those things out. So I think if you did heavy duty stuff, if you were doing a long video, you'd run out of free stuff pretty quickly, but if you were just making a talking head or something for just a quick, like LinkedIn talking head for a quick sort of 30-second post or something, then obviously you can make it look a bit more and sound more professional. So yeah, I thought that was something that I've found it yesterday, and then I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. What's the other thing? Oh yeah, okay. Let me. I'm going to share my screen again now, because Suno have been bringing out new stuff. It's been quite a few months since we last looked at that as well, and you can do a remix. Like there's lots of music out there that you might think is copyright. It isn't. Like The House of the Rising Sun, for instance, that particular song, as it was written originally in 16 something, and its current version was written in the 1890s, and the first recording onto record was 1925. It's kind of miles out of copyright, so you can use that. That's a song. I know the Animals brought out their definitive version in 1960s something 7 or something, but it's still a sort of song. So you can load these things into Suno, and just share settings. I've got to make sure I've got my should put share sound. I didn't put that on there. So I'll show a couple that I've done. These were just old pieces of music. There's like it was like some old boy playing them on the organ, right? So this is like Ode to Joy. Which he spends a couple of seconds. it's quite a bad version, but you can then and you can do any style you want. You know, you can. I've taken like a default, or I do sort of guitars and organ. I try to keep the organ music there again, but and then when the Saints, I hate this song, but it just I just happened to have it on my hard drive. Now, I let it listen to, I asked it to do its own sort of prompt. So you can get it to do a prompt for you. So it did, that's what it did based on the original. But it's quite a, I almost like I almost like those versions, you know. So it's there, and I don't know if anybody ever watched Red Dwarf, but there was an episode where Lister and Hitler are jamming together. There was it's kind of it sounds horrific, but it's not. But it's anyway, there was the original organ version. Again, is terrible.
Can't hear it. I lost one of I sort of asked it to follow the tune and then do a jamming section in the middle. So I'll just quickly show you how I created some of these. So I'm just going to upload an audio of some sort. We'll get it, but we can't see where I'm going now. I'll just do a Dropbox version. I don't know if some of these have got words on them or not. Let me just that's boring. So then it asks me if I want it to be a full song. I don't know if you can see the pop-ups. Oh, we can see that one, the uploader.
Yeah, okay. So then it analyzes your video and generates a description. But there's the
theremin, bloody hell.
So that's I'm hoping it's just a normal okay. So I would change that style. That's because it's a bit dull, you know. So we can move that. You can just put anything you like. Heavy rock with organ music, reminiscent of Pink Floyd.
No.
Pink Floyd's probably not heavy thing. And then the more options,
Weirdness. I like that.
that's the thing. Oh, that's what I was looking for. Yeah. Weirdness is great because you can make it, obviously if you're planning to get people to sing if you've got lyrics and you want people to sing along with it, then obviously your weirdness has got to be down at the minimum. But if you're just doing a remix, then you get some interesting results by whacking that up to 100. And then style influence, it's got to be, you decide whether it strictly follows your style or not. By default, it's on about 50%. And this one here is to resembling your original, a loose resemblance. And then you can experiment with these styles. It's picked up, the lyrics are not there, but it's picking up what was on the original. But I don't think it matters. I think I'll just leave it. And then you just click on create and off it goes. And it will create by default, it will create 2 versions. You can create up to 4, I think. Or you can just do 1. We don't reference artists, okay. And then it takes, you can normally start playing it as it's creating it, so we'll be able to play it in a second. Unless you upload an image, it will create an album cover for you based on what it thinks it's all about. I'll just give it a second to do there. I normally put in no outro, otherwise you can end up with rubbish. You can have a 7-minute outro or something. I think I should have missed that Pink Floyd bit out. And you can say things like 50% quicker than the original and things like that in the style. So there's but what I found with Suno is that you got to kiss a lot of frogs before you get a prince, so you have to sort of generate a few, maybe generate up to a dozen ones, and then you find one really good one. But it's worth doing, because it's worth doing a dozen if you really want that piece of music for your event or your whatever it is you're doing.
I quite like the ambient stuff that it was doing. That's really good.
Yeah.
Just do something I can code to or whatever,
Yeah.
Uses like ambient background music. It's really nice.
Yeah. And you can specify things like do a guitar solo in the middle, but and you can specify all these things. But I think that's because I was seeing a few. There was a channel on YouTube. It's called something like Christian Rock or something like that, and they've got old Christian hymns that they've uploaded and made them all sort of rocky with a couple of scantily, it's just a still, but it's a couple of scantily clad women on the front playing guitars, and playing these with the original words to the hymns. And obviously they're all copyright, they're written about 300 years ago, but they're all kind of really sort of jammed up, and it's and they were getting a lot of people watching it and lots of comments. Wow, who is this group? You know, I mean, I know it's Suno, and everyone else who knows AI will know it's Suno, but a lot of people think it's like a Christian heavy rock band, you know. So it's a big niche. So I mean, because you know, people maybe younger Christian people might think, I quite like the words and
And
this
the
is
girls.
yeah, the girls, yeah.
Well, we know it's not the vicars because the vicars only go for the choir boys.
That's right, yeah. All controversial. There's yeah. So quite it's so I think it's so I do like that Suno, I must admit. There's
Suno's always been good though, hasn't it? It just
It is a
it was
good
good.
product, yeah.
It was good from the beginning, but they're adding new stuff all the time, and which actually Canva are adding new stuff as well, which I think is awesome. But as always, it's not available in your country right now. So
I like Canva do it's like magic image. So they have
yeah,
like a map app. And if I just need images to stick on things of like entrepreneurs or business owners, I can just describe it and it
yeah,
gives me four and I'll pick one and then I'll duplicate it and redo it and pick one and drag it across. It's just so easy to do.
yeah, yeah.
Really good.
I've got mhm. Let me just share the screen. So this is my Canva. So if I say I want to create a social media post, let's go for Instagram, shall we? So it'll automatically put that in there. So then magic media,
Yeah,
uh,
that's
and then you can just describe something something that you want. Did I back through my notes?
a poster for a pop-up burger bar.
Yeah, yeah. I did a this who did I yeah,
Whatever.
it's Canva AI 2.0. It's been launched, but they you had to be quick. That they gave it to trial for the first million people, which sounds like a lot of people, but apparently it went within minutes. So it's just yeah. So it went pretty it it went pretty quick, but hopefully when it comes out we'll be able to demo that. But let's if you like you could key in. No, I don't want to do that. I want to put it in here. So um, generate images. So then
That's it's so easy, and you just drag an image across and drop it
yeah,
into your design.
yeah, yeah. So now we can put her on the image and you think, yeah, I don't want that, but I want her in a different setting. So let's just remove the background and leave her there. And then then you've got elements as well, so you can search for anything you like. This is keyed in, or the key in earlier was a messy library. Got all the photos. So let's put that one in there, then set that as the background image. And she's sitting in front of all there. And then you can put in it. Well, actually, no, let's put a graphic in there. So let's just, I want to put an overlay because I want to put some text over the top. So let's just change that to black. We can make it transparent there. Add a heading. Buy your books. Yes. And we can just lower the font size till we get there. And then I just call like me accountants.
Try not to explode.
So you can do something like that. Obviously, you can spend a little bit more time typing it up, or whatever. So it's quite, you know, you spend a little bit of time on it. You can do some pretty cool stuff, or you can just go to Gemini and say, create me a poster of a professional woman in front of a messy library, and key in your words, and it will probably do it for you, which is the other way. So I think that's I quite like. I mean, I use Canva every day, so it's
I've been playing with meme generation on ChatGPT.
right, yeah, yeah.
Really good. There's a website that does memes, and it's like 40 quid a month.
Mm.
And I just said to ChatGPT, can you do that? And he went, yeah, of course I can.
Yeah.
So we actually built this routine that now I just say meme creation for your bot, and I upload the logo I want, because sometimes I want a black background or a white background. And it goes, right, okay. And it goes off and it gives me 3 popular meme ideas. So there's like the Drake one and the guy looking back at the girl, and, you know, various, it says, which option do you want? And I go, I'll have option 1. And it just creates a meme for me, and then drops in a block of text that I'll use to share on LinkedIn and Facebook, that's got a message and my link to whatever website I'm promoting and a bunch of hashtags.
Yeah.
So any meme that you see on my LinkedIn, that has been created with my little ChatGPT meme processor that saved me 40 quid a month.
Yeah, yeah. And if you got like the perfect meme, but it's got one letter wrong with the with the thing, you can drop it into Canva and find the text, and it'll just separate the text from the image, and you can then
Yeah, I haven't actually found any errors with it yet. I mean,
No.
it's using GPT image 2, and it, for some reason, the image 2 is just brilliant at writing.
It is. They're a lot better, aren't they?
The blog posts, every image, every meme I've created, the writing's perfect. Not
Because
adding.
years ago, well, not years ago, even months ago, you would have got quite a few text.
Yeah, well, I did a meme the other day, and I said I really like that, but you got the URL wrong because it had done yourpcm.com. So I said it should be www.yourpcm.uk, and it just recreated the identical thing with the correct URL.
Yeah,
Absolutely brilliant.
it does that now. So but sometimes I specify, just keep this exactly as it is, just change this, and it usually does it. Sometimes it doesn't, and then you think, oh my god, what am I
Do you want
gonna
me to show you my meme process?
Yeah, go on then.
We got time. All right, hang on a minute.
I've got 1 minute. Yeah. Oh,
Let's move that on
no
to,
minutes, but it's all right. Yeah, come on.
all right. Oh, you need to turn sharing on.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it?
Where's it gone? It used to be I just could click and then everyone.
No, it's on share. If you click the up arrow, it'll say multiple. We haven't got time to do it, don't worry.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do it next time. I've lost the. It's not where it used to be.
I found
All right.
that it's not easy to just suddenly find how to let someone share. It just has shared settings, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And
So I
it,
mean,
I don't actually know
Just
where it is now, how to
as
let
the
someone
host,
share.
do an
no.
up arrow next to the share button.
If I make you co-host, actually, you should be able to share. I think.
We haven't got time.
I think if you would have to ask to share, Steffi, I think that's the way it works.
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh,
where.
I'm co-host. Yeah, no, I can share now. Oh God, I've got to move that back. Right, if you've got time for this, and I'll happily show it to you.
Yeah.
Um,
Couple of minutes. If we want.
hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Share that one. And I'll do that, and then I'll do that. There we go. So, right, mean creation time for Slogit, please. And then I'll just upload an image. So add files and photos. And then I'll go into my Splogit. Oh, crap. No, I don't want to do that. Add files and photos. And that logo. And it'll just go off and it'll look at the image and say, right, here we go. Midday meme time. Tiny blog versus giant results, a neglected website, business owner multitasking disaster. Okay, we'll do option 3, please. And that's it. And it'll create the image and then it should give me a block of text underneath it. And if I don't like it, I'll just go, oh, well, option 2, or can you make the background black or whatever? So it draws it. If it has issues with copyright material, it won't do it. That's the thing. So if I was to try and do a Minions meme, it won't do it because the Minions are copyright some French company. So, but you know, you get the idea. So generalist memes takes a little while, polishing details.
Yeah. And you can do can you do it like in like you can do sort of in the style of, and things.
Yeah, you can do. But I'm just saying a meme, and
Yeah.
it just goes
Yeah.
off and gets
Yeah.
off the meme. And then there's the text to go with it. It just produces the text, and it's got my link, it's got hashtags, it's got everything I need to know. And there you go. That's what it created for me, which I think is really good.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Cool,
Like
isn't
it.
it?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is
it's
cool.
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But it took me a while to refine it, and I had to kept saying to it, remember when I ask you to do this, you need to do this, 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 and this. And eventually it got it and it remembered it. So all I need to do is say meme creation time for Splogit, your bot, whatever. And it just does it now, which is really good. So I've saved myself 40 quid a month.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, and it's yeah, and you can do that. That's with OpenAI, but it can be Gemini,
Yeah,
James, or Anthropic sort of.
yeah. As long as you give it the right prompting, it'll do it for you.
Yeah.
But it's actually actively going off and looking for memes, because that's the thing about ChatGPT Image 2 and ChatGPT now. It understands a request. So I say, and every time I say it, meme time, it will come up with a different set of memes. It knows about Drake, it knows about the guy looking back and the girlfriend, it knows about all the popular meme styles.
Right.
And it just creates it for me.
Brilliant. Well done. Okay. Right, I'm going to stop the recording. So thanks for listening, and shall see you next time.